Hello and welcome to Katsumi Shiori's channel. And it's me, Katsumi Shiori. It's actually been a long time since I made a video, but today we're going to make a video about two laptops. Although I have a very spectacular looking gaming desktop, we're gonna look at one of my favorite childhood laptops. So back in the day, really back in the day, you would have this type of a laptop. You'd either have an ultrabook or a Thinkpad. Most users of Thinkpads or gigachads, and the users of ultrabooks were the ones that go to Starbucks to get coffee. And mostly this clamshell design of Dell, they imitated what a MacBook looks like. So if I go ahead and plug these two in, we can go ahead and turn them on and see the general specs of these two laptops. So they both still function, and this one back in the day does run hot, but due to the problem with the goddamn battery, it just, if there's no working battery detected on this machine, it's just gonna be stuck on 1 gigahertz. This one has a 1440 by 900 display. This one has a 1280 by 720 display. This one doesn't have a built-in camera. The ThinkPad, I don't know why they did that. My Dell has a built-in camera and has a dual I forgot what it's called, stereo left and right microphone. So both of these do run Windows Vista, but this one's dual booted. So basically the specs of these two are a Core 2 Duo T6100D Lenovo ThinkPad, 2 gigs of RAM, and a Intel Mobile 965 Express chipset, or in other terms, Intel HD graphics. The track point works fine, perfectly well. All of the other system functions on the keyboard, like the ThinkVantage, doesn't work because they don't have the proper software for it to run. I really had problems tracking down the original recovery disks of this, so I just made my own custom Windows Vista Business type of installation, and this one had Windows Vista Basic first pre-installed, but if you flip it on the back, it says Windows Vista Business Edition. So I think the organization that bought this ThinkPad bought the system with the Windows Vista Basic sticker, but pre-configured it with Windows Vista Business Edition. While the Dell originally had Windows Vista Home Premium and a Core 2 Duo processor. So this one, if we look at the specs, we have a Core 2 Duo T8100 2.10 GHz. Yeah, it's clocked at 2.10. Has 4 gigs of RAM. Has NVIDIA GeForce 8400 GS, and that's the graphics card. And you can basically run anything on this, like games and all. Works fine. This one, since I pre-installed it, I haven't gotten to installing the programs and all. But this thing, even the speaker sounds amazing. This one, when I got this one, even on my older model, it kind of had a problem with the speaker. So like absolute shit. The left or right speaker crackles. I think that's normal on all models of the M1330 series of XPS laptops back in 2007. Yeah, I used to play this and or go to Newgrounds on this thing. I know, this laptop is actually one of my favorite laptops of all time. I even still have Need for Speed on this thing. on the Windows 7 install, since for some reason Windows Vista kept having problems on the game when I was running it, so I put Windows 7 on it, dual booted it. Works fine. Works great. Like, it's factory new. Also, the 90-watt power adapter that I bought for this thing is great, since it made the system more easier to run, faster actually. So we also, you know, play these games when I was a kid. I would also go to Windows Media Center. One of the best features of this thing. Sorry, Thinkpad. I'm gonna go ahead and put my DELL on top of the Thinkpad for now. Is it had a multimedia remote. It even had Media Direct here. If you press this, it would go ahead and go to the multimedia mode. And back in the day, this one you would buy an optional or get the system pre-configured with the multimedia remote, by which you can go ahead and select stuff on screen. And the infrared reader hides inside of here. So you can see, you can play music, you can look at pictures, so you can look at some sample pictures of DELL. If you wanted to look at sample pictures of I don't know, of your laptop, go back to here. And you can also go ahead and load a DVD-ROM drive on this thing, which is quite amazing. So we're gonna have to load Encanto here. And this one is the coolest part of this laptop. It just eats the disc and works. This thing had an optical drive back in 2007. It really was mimicking the aesthetics of a MacBook. It wasn't that great, since this model was known to have faulty graphics cards. The NVIDIA GS 9500 always broke. This also featured Dolby Digital decoding. You can also watch movies on this thing. You can, I think, even record DVR content on it, because this thing had a TV tuner. Other laptops on this era had TV tuners, so you can basically go ahead and buy the USB stick for the TV tuner, plug it into your laptop, and watch local TV channels, or get a desktop, a DELL Optiplex, or whatever type of DELL is it, probably the Inspiron, since the Inspiron series could be configured to be a multimedia computer. You would plop in a TV direct card, and then you would connect your cable TV box onto that, and you can watch live streams of TV on it. And you can also scrub back and forward or reverse on the video, even if it was live, because Windows did that on Windows Media Center. Windows Media Center for Windows Vista was actually amazing. The version 2.0 of this thing was on Windows 7. So yeah, the Media Direct on this thing, I think I don't need to let you see it, but basically it was a rip-off version of Windows Media Center. It was crap. I preferred Windows Media Center, so when I reinstalled this laptop when I was a kid, I never put the Media Direct installation partition on it. I would always leave it out and just reinstall Windows and the sound, video drivers, and everything. It also featured one of the best things that I love, the fingerprint scanner, which you can open your windows using this. I think this was one of the first model of laptops back in 2007 that had a fingerprint scanner. And then when Dell did it, all the other laptop companies copied it. Yeah, the Windows Vista installation on this thing is kind of flawed. So, if you look here, everything on this laptop is quite amazing. So when we got it, it was 2006-2007. Same year as when we got the Wii. It got 4.1 on Windows Experience Index. We got an Intel Core 2 Duo CPU clocked at 2.10 GHz. The RAM, it can actually read it, but this thing has 8 GB of RAM installed, and it was cross-compatible with 64-bit systems. Basically, what I had on this thing was like Windows Vista 32-bit when it was new. This was the original OEM installer that I installed it. When I got older, I never really got to go ahead and try Windows 7 on this system since, well, I don't know how to reinstall Windows using a pirated media on the internet. Also, the battery still holds a charge actually. Took it off the charger. It still holds a charge. This thing is a miraculous laptop, actually. So if we go ahead and look at the ports on this laptop, once go ahead and shut it down. We have here is the fading crimson red top cover. We have here on the side is the ports selection of this thing. We have the power barrel jack, the VGA, Ethernet, USB 2.0, HDMI. Actually, this laptop was one of the laptops back in 2007 that featured early HDMI compatibility to HD TVs, and then Firewire. This one's the hard disk bay. Here in the Thinkpad we have the VGA, telephone modem jack, 10100 Ethernet, 2 USB 2.0 jacks, the PCIe slot, which this one can actually take it apart, and the multimedia card reader with a indicator when it's inserted. On the front, we have our 2 headphone jacks and 1 microphone jack on this one, on the. It also had an SD card slot. We've got Firewire in the front, the on and off for the Wi-Fi, the connections for the headphone and microphone jack, a latch so that you can get that sweet open of the front. We have here is the Ultra Bay for the removable CD-ROM jack, CD-ROM drive, which if I go and show it, basically it's really easy to remove it. We have this one. This one's the indicator for disk drive, and we also have a USB 2.0 jack. On the back, we have a vent, and on the side, it also has a vent. On the Thinkpad, the power barrel jack, I couldn't really take it off since the battery's dead on this model. On the Dell, it isn't. And on the back of the Dell, it had the what you call that? Exhaust fans. So basically, this was a very thin laptop when it was new. It isn't thin in today's standards. Back in the day, it was. On the back, we have the access bay for the fans, RAM, and the heatsink, the removable battery, which still actually holds a charge. Windows Vista sticker and Core 2 Duo sticker on the bottom. We have all the other crap that's listed as a Dell. And basically my stickers, because I really love this laptop. So there it is, my childhood laptop from back in the day. The Thinkpad is one of the most stupidest designs ever, because it has a ton of screws, like literally a ton, that when it's really hard to remove this thing. This is run super hot that this thing got removed, but this one was the Lenovo Business Edition, I think, sticker from Microsoft, so that's why everything's little Business Edition on it. We have a docking port for a desktop dock for this. If you put it on a docking port, you can basically make it a makeshift desktop. The removable extended battery, which is no longer working, and the Lenovo markings here telling you that you must not dispose the battery properly. Service tag codes, and well, it says here that complies with FCC standard for the Wi-Fi. And these are just small vents for the goddamn thing when it overheats. This one overheats a lot, such as this one, since both of these systems boost a Core 2 Duo system. I still remember back in the day, I used to go ahead and put a fan in front of my personal laptop because that thing overheated a lot. As I mean a whole lot. So let's go ahead and shut this one down also. Basically, this is my walkthrough to two of my favorite laptops of all time. And well, a welcome back video from me doing whatever on my YouTube channel since I was bored. This was actually one of my dream laptops to have a Thinkpad, since I remember watching YouTube videos on this thing being burned down alive in sleep mode, and once they plugged, and also it got submerged in water, they plugged it in and it still worked. Amazing. The DELL XPS was the one that I loved because this one is actually a very fast computer. Even today, it's actually still fast. You can still watch YouTube videos on it, do basic video editing. Since this has 8 gigs of RAM, you can throw anything at it, and it's still gonna do something. It's a very great system, but Core 2 Duo is a very outdated processor, so most of the tasks aren't really that fast anymore, but this thing can still rival a entry-level i3 processor and a Celeron. This one is a million times better than a freaking Celeron. And yeah, that's it. And bye bye. Otsu Katsumi, everyone. Bye. It's the end of the video. Tune into my greatest laptops I have when I was a kid.
Later.